Yeah, I just have one quick question for the Florida fans. This is the halftime report for the primetime games. You got West Virginia, Oklahoma, still 6 minutes to go till halftime, tied up at 7. Carolina and Kentucky, South Carolina, Kentucky are at halftime. Kentucky leads 7-0. And of course, Florida Tennessee game just went to halftime with Florida on top 17-14. Tennessee clock management piss poor at the end of the first half. More on that in a second. But I just have one question for the Florida fans. Now, what's more impressive to you? And I want to know, like, your brag level. Are you going to brag more about being up on Tennessee by 3 at halftime than you bragged about losing last week at home by 2? Because of all the wins this year, of all the games that have been played this year, the most amount of bragging that I've seen by any fan base for any win or loss that they had was Florida fans bragging this week about a 2-point loss at home last week. So I'm just wondering, are you more impressed with the fact that you're beating Tennessee by 3 at halftime, which is amazing, by the way, or are you more impressed with last week's 2-point home loss? I really want to know. Now, it would be impressive if Florida won this game for obvious reasons, right? Florida hasn't beat a Power 5 team in, well, hell, I don't remember the last time Florida beat a Power 5 team. They've lost 4 games in a row to Power 5 teams, going back all the way back to last November when you lost to a terrible LSU team, just a god-awful, just an abysmal abomination of a corn dog team that you lost. And then you've lost your next 3 to Power 5 teams since then. In fact, you're 2-4 in your last 6 games, and your only 2 wins have been against 2 of the worst group of 5 teams on planet Earth, South Florida and FAU. So it would be amazing if Florida somehow held on to win this game at home against Tennessee. But I just want to know right now at halftime with a 3-point lead, are you going to brag more about this, beating Tennessee by 3 at halftime, or are you going to continue to brag about last week's game you lost at home? If the Florida man could let me know in the comment section down below, that would be great. Josh Heupel screwed that up at the end of the first half there. They got on a roll there at the end of the first half, trying to get down to kick a field goal. They had 2 timeouts remaining, and I get it that the whole Josh Heupel song and dance and circus routine is to try to run 100 plays a game and run as fast as you can and do this and do that. But you got 2 timeouts. The clock is ticking down with every play, and instead of calling a timeout, you're just running a hurry-up offense there, and you wasted a good 10 or 15 seconds. I mean, you were running the plays off pretty quick, but still, when the clock is running, you got 2 timeouts there. Plus, on offense, you can always clock the ball to stop the clock, like if you needed to set up for a field goal at the very end, and you were out of your timeouts, but you weren't. You had 2 timeouts remaining. You did use 1 towards the end because you couldn't decide whether you wanted to try to run another play with 6 seconds left or go ahead and kick the field goal, and the play clock ran down, so you called a timeout to keep Hendon Ho, your quarterback, hi-ho. We're only losing to 3 by Florida at halftime. What was I talking about? Oh, the timeout situation. So then you end up going to halftime, Tennessee does, with a timeout in your pocket. So clock management piss poor there. Kentucky 10-0 over South Carolina. I'm sorry, I think I said 7-0. But Kentucky up 10-0 over South Carolina. 3 good games on, though, that I'm watching. The Florida-Tennessee game, like I said, 3-point game at halftime. 10-0 Kentucky over South Carolina. And 7-7 West Virginia and Oklahoma. Alabama only scored 28 points on Southern Miss in the first quarter. That's pitiful. That's pitiful. Southern Miss is one of the worst group of 5 teams I've seen in a long time. They're 1-2. How do you only score 28 points in the first quarter? That's pitiful. Alabama's got no offense. Georgia scored 35 points against a Power 5 team today in the first quarter. Scored 62 overall. We took our starters out at the end of the first quarter. Yeah, that's right. JT Daniels left the game at the end of the first quarter and play again. Scored 62 on a Power 5 team. You only put up 28 points in the first quarter against Southern Miss? Poverty program. I don't know what's going on with the Gumps. 2 weeks in a row. Hot doo-doo. I don't know what to tell you. What else is going on? Ohio State's beating Akron 28-7. They're playing their backup QB because C.J. Stroud got hurt. Michigan up 13. Michigan State up 13-10 over Nebraska at halftime. That was a real small line, and I didn't understand it. Michigan State was only like a 4-point favorite in that game. Seemed weird. Florida, on the other hand, was an 18-point favorite over Tennessee, and I don't know if I mentioned or not, but Florida does have a 3-point lead over Tennessee at halftime, which is nothing short of a miracle. North Carolina up 7-6 over the Nerds, Georgia Tech. So there you go. There's your update. But anyway, don't forget, let me know down below, Florida man, which is more impressive to you, a 3-point lead over Tennessee at halftime or a 2-point home loss last week. Have a great day.